What if the weakest kid in Hawkins was actually the strongest all along? What if the quiet boy everyone ignored becomes the only one who can save the world? Because the real hero of Stranger Things might not be 11. It might be Will Byers. And today, we're breaking down his journey from zero to hero. Stay till the end, because what's coming in Season 5 changes everything. When we first meet Will Byers, there's nothing heroic about him. He's quiet, kind, invisible. Not the leader of the group, not the strongest, not the loudest. He's the type of kid who blends into the background, the one the world doesn't see. But everything changes on November 6th, 1983, the night Will Byers disappears. What starts as a missing kid case becomes the event that changes Hawkins forever. Because what happens next should have killed him. Alone in a frozen nightmare world, Will fights to stay alive. No food, no water, no sunlight, only monsters hunting him in the dark. Hawkins searches on the outside, but Will is fighting alone on the inside. And then this moment, Will quietly sings to himself in the darkness. That's not just a song. That's Will choosing to fight when everything says give up. That's his first act of heroism. He finds ways to signal his mom, to stay alive, to hold on to hope. But what Will brings back from the upside down is far more dangerous. When Will finally comes home, the nightmare doesn't end because he didn't come back alone. The mind flayer marked him. It turned his body into a doorway between Hawkins and the upside down. The visions, the possession, the paralysis. Everyone sees weakness. They treat Will like he's broken. But they're completely wrong. Will becomes a compass. The only person who can sense when the mind flayer is moving. Every shiver, every headache, every vision is information the group needs to survive. Will suffers so everyone else doesn't have to. That's not weakness. That's sacrifice. And then Season 4 reveals the truth. Will touches his neck. You see it in his face. He's hurt. He's still alive. Will can feel Vecna. Not because of magic, but because his connection to the upside down never went away. That's not an accident. That's destiny. But Will's battle isn't just supernatural. It's emotional. Castle Byers was Will's safe place, the symbol of his childhood. The last piece of innocence he had left, and watching him destroy it is watching a heartbreak in real time. His friends are growing up, moving on, finding love, and Will is stuck between childhood and trauma. This is the moment that defines who Will Byers really is. Will pours his heart out to Mike, but he pretends he's talking about 11. He builds Mike up, tells him he's the heart of the group, gives him the strength to keep fighting, and then he turns away so Mike doesn't see his tears. Will is breaking inside. He feels invisible, unloved, but he still chooses to protect the people he cares about instead of protecting himself. That is not a side character. That is a hero being forged through pain. And all of this suffering is building toward one final battle. Hawkins is falling apart. The gates are open. The upside down is bleeding into the real world, and Will Byers stands there, watching. He touches his neck. He feels Vecna, because Will is still connected to the upside down, not as a victim anymore, as the key. Up until now, 11 has been the weapon. She closes gates. She fights monsters. She attacks with raw power. But Will has something she doesn't, a permanent link to the darkness itself. That's why the Mind Flayer chose him in Season 2. That's why he survived the Upside Down in Season 1. That's why he still feels Vecna in Season 4. It wasn't torture, it was setup. Season 5 won't just be 11 versus Vecna. It's going to be Will versus Vecna. 11 attacks from the outside, but Will is the only one who can fight from the inside. The boy who once disappeared becomes the hero who ends everything. The kid everyone ignored becomes the one person Vecna can't control anymore. But every hero's journey has a cost. And the real question is, what will it cost Will to save everyone else? So here's what I want to know. Do you believe Will Byers is the real hero of Stranger Things? Will he save everyone? Or will his story end in tragedy? Drop your theory in the comments below. And if you want to know what happens next, we're breaking down Mike's final choice in Season 5. Will or 11? Because that decision could destroy the group forever. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And remember, sometimes the quietest person in the room is the hero of the whole story. Thanks for watching.